So, I've been asked to comment on the recent Doctor Who 60th anniversary special, which I actually didn't want to do. And I mentioned this recently in my exclusive Subscribe Star video on the change that was made to the character of Davros. I didn't want to go any further with this, but I've been asked to talk about it. Now, I'm not going to do a review of the episode because I think there's actually something more important here that I have to say. I thought about doing like a tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic review, but instead I'm going to talk about something else. And so, as we know, Doctor Who has been woke for a few years now. But I think even as far back as, when Captain Jack was on the show in the first Russell T Davies era, looking back, like some of the behavior was inappropriate, in my opinion. So some of the things that that character was doing. But Doctor Who has gone... It's become more progressive and agenda-driven, especially in the latter part of the Stephen Moffat era and especially in the Chris Chibnall era with the first female Doctor. So I cannot understand why there's a very, very significant and vocal percentage of the Doctor Who fan base who, let's just say, they seem to care more for Doctor Who's political messaging than the quality of the stories. At least it appears that way. More so than almost any other fan base. I mean, if you just look at Twitter, X, whatever, it's full of relatively young people, mostly Gen Z, with all of the, appropriate emojis and emoji flags in their bios, celebrating and crying tears of joy at all of the representation on screen in the most recent episode. So this is the first 60th anniversary special. It stars David Tennant and Catherine Tate returning as their respective roles from many years ago. The special also includes a new character, a 15-year-old trans character called Rose. The Doctor is also lectured about correct usage of pronouns. And there's even a scene where Rose and Donna say the following to the Doctor. Okay, so this is the dialogue. Yes, we know everything, thanks, and you know nothing. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore, because you'd have understood. We got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it, something a male-presenting Time Lord will never understand. I'm not joking, that's the actual dialogue in this scene. So stunning, so brave. Now, people who see this for what it is truly know that this is yet more of the message. In fact, the BBC has an article criticising the special for this kind of thing, which is incredible, coming from the BBC. So here's the article from the 21st of November. It was written by Neil Armstrong, and towards the end of the article it says, "And although the show has always been progressive, look at the number of stories over the decades about, for example, threats to the environment. This special is preachy and by the end, little more than a delivery system for the message." Whenever I see the words "the message," I always think of how the Critical Drinker says it. The message, right? So I think that's a fair comment there. I'm sure the episode had many positive aspects to it, but people are focusing in particular on the portions of the episode that push the message. And when I see people complain about how the episode is preachy and message-driven, they're getting gaslit on social media by people who really like this kind of messaging and identity politics. People who feel that they need to see themselves represented in everything in pop culture. Ideas and concepts are being promoted in such TV shows that were simply unthinkable 10 years ago, and that the same fan base had no interest in. But you see, the social engineering in our society has crept in, and now they're crying tears of joy about all this stuff. Okay, so they've been told what they should care about. So the problem I see is this. If you're really upset with some of the themes and the treatment of the Doctor in this episode, you will be gaslit. Your concerns on social media will be fodder for the lefty lovies to laugh at you. They'll claim that you're the one who's being hysterical. It's just a sci-fi TV show, bro. The Doctor is a Time Lord alien, bro. He's always been non-binary. Didn't you know that? Doctor Who has always been progressive. You know that, right? You'll be labelled an ist and a phobe of some kind. So the important thing to do is not to invest your energy or attention in this kind of stuff. Now, we've been calling out sort of wokeness for many years, but I think we're at a point now where there's no point. There's no point. The damage is done to these franchises. So that's the reason I didn't want to make this video. And it's the reason I won't be reviewing the episode, a plot breakdown or something. There's no point. If you see a dumpster fire and you identify it correctly as being a dumpster fire, there's no point arguing with people who think it's a stunning and brave work of art. Withdraw your attention from this and from those people, because I honestly believe that the insertion of the message in shows like this is designed to provoke a divisive reaction. The fan base gets divided. One side loves the material, the other side hates it, and the side that hates it is blamed for being out of touch, backward, intolerant, and an ist and a phobe. Okay, and that's just going to frustrate you. It's going to make you feel bad. So the social engineering is designed to wreck the franchise you loved, and then when you complain about it, you're told that you're the one who has the problem. And you're the reason why there needs to be more of this stuff in the episodes, okay? That's why there needs to be more of this agenda pushed. So this is what an abusive relationship feels like. We already know how this game is played. We've seen it happen in lots of other franchises, okay? The doubling down, and they've doubled down hard with Doctor Who. Okay, so just ignore it. It's over. Doctor Who is done. Put a fork in it. It's done. Right? Don't comment on this stuff. Ignore it. It's happening. So don't even bother with your hashtags. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Again, that's putting you in the dirt with everybody else. That's dragging you down. Let them have this. Let them have the dumpster full of burning trash. And let them believe in their minds that they have a priceless work of art. If culture is to be rebuilt, it cannot be done by focusing on this kind of stuff. It happens by turning away from it and focusing on your own independent content. Don't allow it to mire you in negative energy, and don't come into conflict with people who'll defend it and then claim that you're the problem. Focus on making something new. And I think Thomas Sheridan would say something along the lines of, if you're an artist of some sort, paint something, draw something, sculpt something, write something if you're a writer. If you're an illustrator, maybe make your own comic book. If you're a musician, compose something, write a song. If you're a filmmaker, make a short film. If you're a comedian, make a comedy sketch, whatever. Contribute to culture and creativity in your own way. You don't need the mass media. If there's films and TV shows that you're watching right now on streaming services or whatever, and you enjoy them, that's great. Okay, that's fine. But if there's stuff like this that you can clearly see the message being pushed, and then you're told that you're the problem, and you're made to feel bad, or you're made to feel that you're wrong, or you're the crazy one, you pull your attention away from that. Don't go anywhere near it. Especially the stuff that they're pushing now. And these shows were supposed to be family shows. These shows, they're supposed to be children watching them, right? If I had kids of my own, I wouldn't let them anywhere near Doctor Who in its current woke form. So we don't need to go there. They cannot take away what's in your heart. But they can waste your time and your attention and harvest your energy and gaslight you. Never let anyone do that. Doctor Who's gone. It had its day. It is where it is now, and it's only getting worse. Rather than feeling awful about that, I can go and I can make something myself and I can do something productive. Case in point, I've now done something I think that is important. I've made this video. I've expressed this to you. So liberate yourself from worrying about all of this woke stuff. It's time now to just move on and create and build our own things. So, I'll get off my soapbox now. Take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.